opening audio.
Okay. Welcome. Wow, this music is way too dramatic. Hold on a second here.
I don't actually have it on.
That's fine. It was in my ear, and it was called Swamp Go Round, Merry Swamp Round. And I was like, okay, that sounds about right. That's great. And it was this like, like fucking, like it would the music you would expect in a Werner Herzog film. You know, I was like, this is not merry at all. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the game. When we last played, I'm just going to jump right into it. I hope you all don't mind.
Why don't you give a little introduction so I can get the voices calibrated?
It should know who we are, but
Okay.
yeah, I am your Dungeon Master Snipe Hunter.
I am legendary neurotoxin playing Phaleon Embermoon.
I am Verde Manzana playing Yola, playing Miguel, playing Verde Manzana.
I'm Watts, doing Watts, by Watts, with Watts, for Watts, all the Watts. It's pretty
Watson.
shocking.
Yes. Food Mage Watson.
Good day. I am Omba. I will be playing Jory Didlington.
Didlington. All right. Well,
Didlington.
Introductions out of the way. You have been moving roughly northward through the fairy realm of Thither, heading for this pool that you believe might have something or someone in it that you wanted to investigate. Also, you, as I recall, are looking for the treant. What's his name? Little Oak, something like that.
Yeah.
Because he is apparently the most powerful last, I say most powerful, but what I really mean is last of the treants who opposes the hag in this region, who you learned lives in a place called Loon Lurch, which is that gigantic fallen carcass of a thing over there on the west.
He killed an ant and made it a house. It makes me sad.
Yeah. So last time you met a centaur named Winterbow, who told you a little bit about the area, as well as a trio of pixies who entertained and were entertained for a little while and left you with a gift of a reed whistle that they said you could use to blow if you ever needed them. The other thing that you realized is that there is that stone structure off to the west with the keyhole light that the sun shines into at a particular time of day, going through that stone effigy in the bottom corner of the map, which you have considered that you might want to investigate as well. Where you stand right now, you know that the path to your northeast is probably filled with monstrous beetles, given that you've seen plenty of evidence of that. Otherwise, the rest of the path through the forest seems as clear as a path through a forest can be. And so you were left deciding where you were going to go next.
I thought we were going to go up to that keyhole and then west to or east.
Yeah,
to
that did sound like what we were trying to do. I can't remember whose move it is in the move order, but I believe we were doing move and a roll. And,
Yeah, we were moving
rotation.
northeast towards the pond, weren't we? Or were we going towards the keyhole? My mind just blanked. I apologize.
I think we're going to the keyhole first, and then going across from there to get to the pond.
Okay.
All right. Well, since we didn't record whose turn it was next, why don't you all roll a d20 and the lowest score can go first. All right, Jordan, Watts, roll again. All right, so the order will be Watts, Jory, YOLO, and Phalion. How about that?
All right.
Okie dokie. Wish the hex lines were a little darker on this map, but I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if I
You
could
said-
change that.
I can't actually see the map. It's just gray.
Do you have the right map open?
Hither, players hither.
Thither,
Thither.
thither, tither,
I see.
thither, tither there. When I become the ruler of this place.
far better.
Okay, if we go northeast towards the river, that'll. Is there actually? Can we get close enough to that cliff to where we can just scoop past it? Or do we need to actually go northwest?
Oh, you could skirt. You could skirt around the edge of that cliff for sure.
Okay, in that case, we will.
All right.
Do I need to roll anything?
Yeah. Could you roll me a? Wait, that's the wrong table. Hold on a second. Yeah, could you? Mine is the right table. Can you roll me? I just had to move the window covering it up. Can you roll me a d8?
I think we wanted to do that anyway because we wanted to get the high ground.
Okay. There is no evident, like nothing happens as you move into the area. There's no evident threat, no sign of giant beetles, no sign of fairies or anything else of that nature. However, you do notice as you step through the area that there's very clear signs that some large creature or creatures have moved through the region recently.
Did they devour the lower parts of the trees?
No, but there is certainly signs that either a large creature or a pack of creatures have moved through the area based on the crushed underbrush and things of that nature.
Careful survival to try to figure out what it is.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
Skadoosh.
Nice roll.
Skadash.
Also a nice roll.
Different information.
Indeed. Okay. So Watts, based on what you see, you would guess that is actually a pack of animals. And the reason for that is that you don't see any in particular like sets of clear prints. Mostly you see trampled mud, scuffed dirt, broken branches. And so you think that anything large enough that would have been able to do that would have left a clear print if it was a single creature. Let's go with YOLO next first.
Yeah.
YOLO, you notice that there's an interesting like irregularity in the signs, almost like discontinuities. For example, there are areas of scuffed and trampled dirt that just like end. They don't fade out. They don't peter out. They just end, which is odd, you would argue. Phalion, based on what you've seen and what you know about animals, your guess would be some sort of pack hunting animal, perhaps that sometimes uses the trees or in some other way departs the ground.
Link dogs?
That would certainly fit the description, though you haven't seen any like obvious signs of that.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah, the only reason why I thought is because of the whole like random disappearing tracks and shit.
That could also be a phase base of some sort, but yeah, that could work.
Watch above and below.
Is the Blink Pop Dog a phase use?
I mean, you could argue it is. I don't know what they technically are, though. Hold on, I'll go look them up. Ooh, error spam. I guess don't open that record.
Laser Beast.
Sure, a disposer beast would also fit that, but they're solitary hunters. Okay, blink dog. They're fey. Interesting. So they're not technically creatures. Or rather beasts, excuse me. They're monsters.
Yeah, which way were they going? Up the cliff towards the high ground that we're looking towards, or the other?
Yeah, looks like they were headed west, would be your guess.
Oh shit! I've always wanted to climb a cliff face. I mean, are these like the flat irons? Pretty traversable, or this like a sheer cliff face?
No, it's pretty sheer. You would have to go west 3 hexes and around to climb that. I mean, without literally ascending it, ascending it. There you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'd rather avoid that. Maybe on the way back around. And we'll see what we'll see from the keyhole area.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so are we gonna go north or
Yeah,
west?
I would think we're going to
The
go.
choice is Jory's, actually.
Indeed. I was thinking north from here. We're like right under that bluff, right?
Yeah. Basically skirting the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that would avoid the pack of whatevers.
Yeah, northward as such.
Yeah, let's stay in the shade of this nice cliff face.
Yeah, okay. So you don't need to roll this particular time.
Why did I get an NPC's lock?
Huh?
Oh, the NPC tab just opened up for some reason.
Oh, weird. I don't know.
No, it's all good. We're close to
Yeah. So anyway, you don't need to roll here. The forest is relatively quiet. You can hear the river kind of rushing's not exactly the right way to put it because it's not that fast, but it's certainly wide enough that you can hear it from where you're at. Off to the sort of like northeast as you sort of hug the edge of the bluff here. The sun, even though it's not really in a position that you would expect to be able to do so, seems to cover you perfectly fine as you hug the northern edge of this bluff here. So you find the forest kind of warm and inviting.
Sounds like a nice day.
Right.
How close are we to the river? No beetles, right?
Nope. At least none that you've seen. In fact, you've seen fewer signs of them now than you have in the past. So you feel like you're probably moving out of that territory.
Good.
You could walk to the river within minutes from where you are.
Cool. I like rivers.
All right. Next up is YOLO, I think, if you guys are ready to move on.
Yeah. I think keeping it kind of in sight, I am going to just move over here, though, rather than just directly follow the river.
All right. Can you roll 1d8 for me, please? Okay. So you move through the forest, and you notice that it gets particularly thick as you get as you move away from the bend of the river that you had heard before and move towards another source of moving water. At least as far as you can tell. You walk through the forest. Suddenly, the trees sort of like part in a clearing. However, where you would expect it to be bright sunshine, maybe like a meadow or something similar, it's instead barren dirt with brown and scraggly plants, mostly like what looks like might have at one point been a blackberry bramble, but is now just, effectively tumbleweed. The rest of the area is empty and eerily quiet. The only thing you see besides dried up plants and dirt is the occasional skeleton of a dead bird. Yeah, there's not much nature to be found there. Yeah.
Why are the birds dead?
Yeah, why are the birds dead?
Skeletons of dead birds, specifically.
Watch, they're gonna resurrect, come flying around us, cawing their death paws.
This is rotted. We've dealt with rot before. Is there a tree nearby? Like a dead tree?
Do you want to do roll investigation for me? I mean, you've already got a perception roll, so.
Sure, let's go investigation.
That roll was to see if I can figure out how they died.
You can't. They're all in various positions, but they don't have any apparent damage. Nor is there any evidence as to why they are where they are. Okay, Watts. You don't see any obvious dead tree, nor do you see a sign of any infestation that you might expect from past experience. However, excuse me, as you look around, you do realize that the fringe of the forest around this, I'm going to call it a clearing. That just makes it sound nicer than it is. But around this clearing has changed since the last time that you were looking closely at it. As if some of the underbrush has shifted position while you weren't watching.
Get me a torch.
Underbrush likes to move, or we'll just burn it. See how it likes that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna light the whole damn forest on fire.
It's a fey forest.
It's a fey
It's a
forest.
fey forest.
It's a fey forest.
Are you?
I would expect nothing else.
Burn?
I would expect.
Oh, man. That'll do. Okay.
It's fireproof.
Oh, nothing's fireproof when you have heavy polymers.
Okay. Sorry, I had to pull some stuff up in the background, so I admit I was marginally distracted. What are you going to do with what you've learned? Are you really going to throw fires in a forest?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Right. By not throwing them in the forest.
Oh, for the
This is a hags forest.
Margaret,
It's fine.
It's also beautiful and it's fantastic. Let's not destroy nature.
Actually, this is a misnomer that you're looking at. This is an environmental disaster. this is a monoculture that you're looking at right here, and most of this forest is going to need to die in order to bring back the actual natural habitat that's here.
That's
This
correct.
is the problem with tree planting.
That is
So-
correct.
Actually, I think a sustained forest fire might be good for this place.
I see.
Environmentally sound, even. Might even bring back a whole
I
bunch
don't
of.
really want to deal with a stampede of beetles. Also, unless your fire is going to kill all of the beetles and we get experience for it, I'm not really on board with you lighting fires.
Oh
Like that.
yeah, beetles.
Wait, you're only okay with it if we get experience for it?
Yes, risk and reward. If there's no real reward for what we're doing, I'm not going to do the risk. I have a question.
It's the problem.
Detect poison, disease, and poison. Would I be able to tell if this land is blighted?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Trying to.
Like, yes, absolutely, it's blighted, or yes, absolutely, you could tell.
You could tell.
Yes, absolutely. You could tell. That's funny.
I thought it.
Trying to see if it's considered a. Nope, I'm not going to burn a spell slot for that. I was thinking if it was one of those ritual spells. But I'm not sure if I like the new spell sheet. Not going to lie.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it either. It is colorful.
Like some of the information it provides is very useful. Others,
Oh, wow, there's a use power button.
So if I use mold earth and kind of move the dirt around, does it look like it's got any like roots or anything growing in it or in it at all?
Get some worms or anything.
Okay. So when you say that you're going to move some earth around, can you be more specific? Like, are you excavating? Are you plowing? What are we doing here?
Maybe bringing a 2 cubic foot chunk of loose dirt, or however low the loose part is before it hits the packed stuff, and pick that up and kind of slowly kind of sift away cross sections so I can see what's actually in it.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, sure. So, at first, it doesn't seem like there's anything in the dirt. Like you do find, some dried old root systems of grass and stuff like that, but you don't find anything beyond, like you don't find anything special beyond that, and you don't find a lot of that. It's mostly just dirt. However, when you get about a foot down, you hit a root structure. Looks like a tree's, but there's no tree to be seen.
Does the tree's flesh look healthy?
No, it's very dead.
Perfect.
Okay. Does it look like it's
while
dead
you
and buried?
are doing this, there is a rustle to your north that sounds just like you all rolling initiative for me.
I get dangerous.
danger roll rolls. Danger.
I can actually do it for you, I think. Question mark? Isn't that how that works on
Go
this one?
for it.
I just rode my in it.
All right, well, roll your initiative for me then.
I mean, we all have a little section on this on the fucking character sheet for rolling in it.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
we like things automagical.
Oh, I got it.
This worked. I can't drag the dragon down anymore into the chat.
No, the dragon's for linking. You got to drag the
Yeah.
die, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's for rolling, yes, but I have an ability, a feature that I would like to.
Oh, and it won't let you drag the link into chat?
No. Drag
Oh, that's-
record link right there. Not working.
That sucks. That plugin must have broke.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Oh, that's just advantage against saving throws. Never mind. I'm confusing another ability
Gotcha.
that I might get later on. Okay, just a nit then. I like that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, man. Can I?
YOLO,
All
you're going to save us
According to
all.
Kinkaku.
Good, did you all just get shared a map?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a quick map here.
map.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to do something.
The quick map didn't actually load anything. Like the window popped up, but I do not have an image.
Does everybody else have an image?
Nope.
No, it's just gray.
Okay. Verde is definitely in control. right
Oh, I see. It's over on the left.
Oh, is it not centered?
No, that's
Isn't there a
center.
way to do that?
I don't know. Maybe. I
Hello?
think so.
Yeah, kind of. You're like, I don't know if you're. I can hear you,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's not very
wow.
good. Also,
We can all
I have
hear you, too.
noise in my ear, but I can hear you. What's going on?
We can all hear you too.
Yeah. Could you mute that, please?
I thought I did.
Open mic.
No, I know. I thought I had just switched over to push to talk. I did. It says push to talk.
But you're not.
You're pushing the button.
I'm not.
Here, I'll just mute you.
I good. I muted
when you're
myself.
ready. I don't think you did.
I just did.
I can hear you.
I heard his button pressed.
What the fuck? It's muted. It's red.
I think Discord's fucking with you.
No,
All right, why don't you just drop out and drop back in? Oh, no, I think he's good now. All right.
that'll
All right. So it was the issue that the map wasn't centered?
yeah, the issue was
Yeah.
something.
No combat.
All according to Kinkaku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever
I
this
think you
interaction's
all-
going to be.
Yeah, I think you have all rolled your initiative, which is really all I needed from you for the moment. I was going to wait until Oldboy returned, however, so that he didn't miss anything. Since he ultimately did jump out of the chat. That said, I'll give you the quick version while we wait. Stepping out of the north end of the clearing's edge, although stepping out of the shrubbery is a weird way to put it, but is the shrubbery. Specifically, it looks like 7 creatures of desiccated and apparently dead wood flanking and surrounding what looks to you like a dryad, though you don't think that she is at her best. Her bark-like skin is cracked and peeled in. Oops, sorry, I'm in ping mode in many cases. And likewise, her hair is sort of like the color of long, dead, dry straw or grass. She doesn't look good.
Don't tell her.
Does she remind me of the weird dryad that we dealt with before?
The one in the blight.
Yeah.
In some ways, yes, but also not. She doesn't seem as insane at first glance. That said, there is definitely a look of fury in her face.
Like, we can definitely tell we're not going to get out of this by talking to her.
She hasn't said anything yet, but I am freezing time while we wait, so that might not necessarily be true. Don't just assume the worst. I mean, don't take signs like I've described her as having an angry look at her eyes, or I've made you roll initiative imply anything. It doesn't, I'm sure. Are you back, sir? Now he's muted himself 17 ways to Sunday, so we can't hear.
Right. All according to
Right, totally. Oh, wow.
No, that's not better. I can hear you from the other room though. Why is it only that
He's not
Charles.
software muted, so it's a hardware mute issue. Or it's remapped his audio in the way that Discord will sometimes randomly do.
What does my ring of spells appear in my equipped items with the helm?
What was that?
I'm wondering why in my equipped items bit right here, only the helm of comprehend languages appears and not the ring of spell storage.
That is weird. Oh, looks like Omboa's audio crashed. In that Discord sees no audio devices. He might need to reboot his machine.
If he uses a mix program, he may just need to turn off the program and turn it back on. I have to do that with my SteelSeries headset.
God damn it. Fuck.
Yeah, I have similar problem, or had similar problems with my Corsairs. It's part of the reason I switched to these monitor mics. Or headsets. I don't know why I said that was a mic. That's weird.
Yes,
There you go.
I know.
Aha!
I even know.
Welcome back.
I even know why it wasn't working.
What happened?
The Discord I was interacting with to try to shut myself up was the Discord on my other computer.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yep.
No, you know what I'm saying? Because my right screen is the local computer, while my left screen is the one in Del Mar.
Yep, I totally understand. Yeah. I my other machine is local, but I have that same problem often, especially on days when I'm like playtesting and say in our company's Discord.
Right. Well, yeah. When I'm for example, trying to play and fill out these fucking things over here. Meanwhile, the fucking drunk won't fucking stop calling me.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Even though I said I'm fucking busy. Don't fucking call me.
Put your phone on silent and walk away, sir.
It is. That's why it's vibrating right now. I'm ignoring it.
All right. So while you were gone, what I was saying is that while you guys are playing in the dirt, from the northern edge of the clearing, there is a bustle in the hedgerow. Actually, it is the hedgerow. As 7 thorny bush-like animated creatures and a apparently not healthy-looking dryad step out of the forest fringe.
What do you druid nature folk tell her that I'll set her on fire if she doesn't back off?
Yeah, so she doesn't actually give you a chance to explain yourself per se. Instead, what she says is, back to finish the job, eh? You'll find I'm not such a pushover this time. And then she gestures towards you, and her minions
Lady, we just
rush
met you.
forward.
I only wear a helm of comprehend languages, so I don't think I can speak to her. But I definitely understood what she said.
Was she speaking Sylvan, sir?
She was actually speaking common. That was clearly meant for you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but I will light you on fire if you touch me.
Well, is it the hag? Gotta be the hag.
Why do you
What
think
happened?
it's the hag?
Because
What happened to your
because she's
tree?
like, it's you again, right? Like, who else have we encountered that we let go?
Parlay?
Sir,
She
you're reading
sort
more
of
into this.
Yeah, she sort of laughs manically as you ask what happened to her tree. And she says, like, you don't know. You're standing on it.
Oh.
Lady, I just got here from Tither. I have no clue what's going on.
Hither.
Hither,
Sorry.
thither, yawn,
Hither.
whatever.
Yawn.
The place
These
that was
shrubs
not
are-
here.
These shrubs are all woke.
I don't like no shrubs.
You all are horrible people.
Yeah, that says she has not actually attacked you yet. So you have an opportunity, it seems.
Yeah.
So that window is probably closing fast in game real time,
I
not
said,
in real time.
yeah. I'm like,
Is there a way
Parlay?
to prove that
Who
we're
the
not the
fuck are
people
you?
that attacked you? Like, legitimately. Like, I would remember if we had done something like this. I don't remember doing this. I think yesterday I was asleep in a cave.
We
I don't know if I would remember if I did
we
something like
didn't do this. If you've been exposed to the fog, it might have affected your memory. But whoever did this to you, this is terrible. And whatever we could do to help restore it, we'd love to do. You see, pretty sure that hag's messing with everything around here. Do you think dealing with her would help you get restored?
Can you do me a favor? Roll persuasion.
Yeah. Let's see. Skills. Persuasion.
Yeah. Yolo, by the way, she didn't seem to be into what you had to say.
all I said was parlay.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't. What's the best way to put it? You can tell by the way that she almost deliberately doesn't look at you that she doesn't give a fuck what you have to say.
Well, considering what he just said a moment ago, I can't exactly blame her.
I was going to say, it is you specifically, to be clear. Balian, it does seem like she's willing to listen to you, at least to some extent. She was sort of in mid, villain gesture as you started talking, but she lets her arms fall. And she says, if you aren't the ones who felled my tree, then why have you come back to this place?
We stumbled upon this place randomly, to be perfectly honest. We're headed to a different location. We just wanted to investigate this clearing that we've come across that didn't appear to be healthy, and I wanted to figure out why. I'm a druid. I try to restore nature where and when I can.
He looks at you, side-eyed for a moment.
Doesn't even make any sense with a vineyard like to do.
She takes a step forward, and she says, your kind only come into this forest for one of two reasons. Either way, you're working for her.
Your kind? You racist! I've never been here before.
Hush you. If
Who are we
by
working for?
tell me who you mean. If you mean by her, you mean one of the three wicked sisters that currently runs this realm. No, we don't work for her. We're trying to defeat her. We almost killed one of her sisters, but she escaped. We're trying to kill the next one. That would be in here.
YOLO, as you say, this person's not following the rules. She actually snaps her head over to you immediately and almost recoils as if hit. She looks around kind of wide-eyed for a moment and lowers her head and she says, forgive me.
Whoa.
I've
Very
run my
code.
place.
Considering from that trauma you've been experienced, it is to be expected.
I think she was mad about her tree, right?
You impugn on my grave and I lost myself.
Yeah.
I can only take you at your word if you swear that you don't work for the hag. I'm sorry.
Is there anything we can do to aid you?
She thinks about it. She says, there's nothing that anyone can do for me. But if you don't work for the hag, do you oppose her?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We would like to slay her.
Slaying hags is our business.
I mean, I didn't really get a lot of stuff from Lorna, but I mean, Watt's over here, my ward, not my ward. No, I'm more like his ward. What do you call when you're like defending somebody? My Lord Cook over here, he stole items from Bavlona. Actually, they belong to him now. She lost. We defenestrated her on a window.
No, she self-defenestrated, actually.
She never went through the window.
I mean, we can be sure.
I thought she
puffed the
flew through
smoke,
window
right?
or something.
Yeah, she backed. Yeah.
Oh,
So you're not exactly sure what she did. I mean, maybe she did. Maybe the smoke was to cover the indignity of hanging out the window.
I think
But you don't have any evidence. That's all I'm saying.
So we didn't see her go out the window.
So the dryad walks up to you. As she does, she sort of gestures at her. What would you call them? Shrub army?
Yes.
The shrub army.
The shrub army, yeah, and they sort of fade back into the fringe. Paying attention, you can sort of see where they are. They haven't gone far, but the point is, as you can tell from the gesture, is that she's trying to be hospitable.
Frank?
And she says, please accept these as an apology. And to you, Yolo, she holds out her hand, within which are 3 sycamore seeds.
Holy shit. Sycamores are some of my favorites.
She says, sadly, these won't take root. They're the last of my tree. But if you were to eat them, if you were to eat one in a time of need, I suspect you would be able to escape undetected. It's not much, but it's the least I can do. I have only one request for you. If you truly oppose these hags, then stop them before they can do what they've done to me, to other of my kind.
Easy. Deal.
Absolutely. We intend to slay all 3 of them and purge their evil from the realm.
Very well. Then I apologize.
You have given us something. I'd like to give you something. Would a piece of holy wood help you rest easier?
She sighs and she says, no, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't have much time left anyway. And again, you owe me nothing. I simply wish to repay for my transgressions.
I
Please.
understand.
Be well, she says. And she walks away.
Just leave. Okay.
Poor thing.
Scrambles away.
Oh,
Alright, well,
still bringing it back.
we should probably keep on moving then.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll still pour one out for you.
That's not the right button. Where's the shrink map button? There.
Also, Snipe.
Yeah.
Maybe I just got a glance at my character sheet, because I've been, messing with my inventory. But why is it sad that this wineskin is full of evening berry wine?
What?
Look at the description.
Where is it?
In the chat. The skin of an animal with a cork stopper for the purpose of holding wine. Sadly, this one is full of evening berry wine.
I don't know. That's funny. I assume the author doesn't like evening berries.
It sucks, I guess. It's kind of like vinegar.
That's funny. I don't remember if I wrote that one or not. I mean, I could have been. I used sadly, so that could have been me. But
Sadly. Full of wine.
well, yeah, I don't think it's sad about it holding wine. I think it's specifically that it's evening berry wine.
Yeah, is it
Does
bad?
it make you
Bad
sick?
vintage?
No, it's delicious.
I'm hella amused by that.
Me
Which
too.
maybe was the point, but all right, let me get the other map back open.
It's great for bribing fairies and getting lordlings drunk.
Right?
Are you
Morning
sharing
run.
the other one, or do we have to find it?
Will it let me reshare it?
Is a Lornling not a fairy?
Okay. I mean,
Sharing.
okay.
That's a good question. Are lordlings fae?
Yeah, Lornlings are fae.
Okay, there you go.
Oh yeah. By the way, Snipe, in my D6 high mid low roll, I rolled a Verde. So Verde is the person in charge right now.
Gotcha. Yep, they are in fact classified as tiny fae, which is interesting because they're bigger than pixies, but they're classified the same as pixies.
Who is?
Mornlings.
Mornlings.
They're still smaller
That
than
feels
small,
weird.
apparently.
Do I have to add the sycamore seeds?
I haven't actually clicked the button yet, but I've got you, fam. Yep.
Is there a song about something in a sycamore tree? Kukura?
No, well, no, that's an old gum tree.
Oh, that is the
But-
old gum tree. No,
Yes,
the
but-
sycamore
Alright.
tree is Lady Saw. Ah, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's a different one. That's a different. Yeah. I
Oh,
was,
wait. There's an actual children's song that has to do with the sycamore tree.
dream a little dream. Yeah.
Huh?
Dream a little dream. The song "Dream a Little Dream," "Dream a Little Dream of Me."
Yeah,
The lyric right
me.
before "Dream a Little Dream of Me" is something about a sycamore tree. Stars, I think. Stars in the sycamore tree, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. All right, you should have the item now.
I do have a sycamore seed, but I thought she had 3.
Yeah, you should. That should say the quantity is 3.
Oh, it does. Never mind. Neat.
On the road again.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
If only I was like actually dead, and I could like pop out my eye or something. Like
Alright, and a 1d8, you said?
that.
Yeah.
I'd store them in my skull.
I'd like some prosthetic eyes.
Prosthetic eyes.
What did I say about that?
If only like I
Oh.
could still have my vision.
Small vision.
Nothing. Yep, you crossed the river uneventfully.
Alright.
Nice.
Well done.
How is the river? What is the health? Is it like
Yeah, so the river seems relatively clear, especially in comparison to what you saw in hither. That's not going to be a problem for me forever. Never. Anyway, yeah, it's not as bad. It's not as muddy. The water is cleaner. The water is cleaner. However, the river itself is definitely more choked. There are, roots, rocks, all kinds of other things basically everywhere. So there isn't any like soft riverbed that you can see. It's pretty much all like, what's the best way to put it? Like somebody just left a hose on over a lawn and eventually a river formed.
Weird.
I mean, I guess you could glean something from that if you were the naturing sort.
yeah, I got skills in survival and animal handling, but I'm not a really naturey guy.
Yeah, I don't think that would cut it.
I would like
Um,
to
Ooh, it looks
monkey
like
like
there's a flood.
dam up this thing, but it,
Basically, like a flood went through somewhere, and all the debris is flooding down river.
Yeah, that's probably that's a really good plausible explanation. Another possibility, I suppose, is that rather than there being a flood, shit has been dumped. Like wood effluence has been dumped into the river repeatedly. But there's no corresponding pollution of other types that would imply that. So flood's a really good thought. If any of you has nature, you could potentially glean more with a nature check.
they say that the chick with the alligator or the kid with the alligator travels down the waterways.
Yeah. Jory, you don't actually think it's a flood. You think It may be that the river had a different course at one point and has since shifted and just has not eroded away the shit that it has shifted to run over.
Yeah, I wonder if something like blocked or diverted it upstream, so to speak.
Right. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The river does not run in the way that you would expect it to.
It's a flowing.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sure. If you are considering the top of the map north, there is that. It actually does flow north to south. So in that way, it is relatively standard. However, the left side of the river, the side of the bank that you're on now, the bank on the side that you're on now. Jesus, thanks, brain. The water runs north to south as you would expect. On the other side of the river, however, the water runs south to north, as if it was a 2-lane lazy river.
That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Just you could say it.
Wait, say that one more time.
That's fucking weird.
Snipe, sir.
On the west side of the river, the flow of water is from north to south. On the east side of the river, the flow of water is from south to north.
Like a two-way lazy river.
Yeah,
Like a two-way lazy river, right?
Okay, so like the North River is meeting the South River and then exiting to the west.
Yeah, so the flow on this map on your side of the river, like on the side of the river that your token is currently on, right?
Mhm.
That flows from the top of the map down to the bottom of the map and exits out the west. On the other side of the river from where you are, that flows from the west side of the map to that Y, over to the east and down.
Okay, so it
Because
flows the way I expect it to.
which is the opposite of the flow on the other side of the river.
Is it dual channel? Weird.
Yes. Well, it has two currents at least.
I wish I had something with magic.
You can't see it from where you are, but you would imagine that if you went to that crotch in the river, you would find a cataphract in the center of it.
I'm a fract.
A whirlpool.
I would expect to find a cilia there.
Oh, cataphract.
Okay, whose turn is it
Yours.
this time?
Can any of you
Cheers,
leave a
Lance.
message
Mine?
or something like that, or make a message?
What was that?
I'm asking the magic folk, the books, if they can leave or make a message.
The spell message.
No. See, message, you have to actually know where the person is and point at them. I mean, something more like a magic mouth or a message in a bottle.
Oh,
For sending out an SOS.
Yeah. But I'm not
Well,
actually sending out an SOS. I low key because the alligator and the girl are traveling the waterways, and the alligator and the girl are both related to the Lost Boys, but not
The getaway
Lost Boys.
gang. Yeah.
The getaway gang. I figured maybe it's like putting out a net, putting out a message, little girl with the alligator.
Back to the world.
For you.
Yeah.
the closest thing I would have to that's like illusionary script, but I can't guarantee it'll get to them.
Exactly. Well, we can't guarantee it anyway, but I mean, they're traveling the waterways, and we know that they're able to travel from hither, thither, and yon via the waterways.
Yeah. Does anybody have a bottle? I mean, you could do it the old-fashioned way.
I don't have anything that waterproof or that durable to go through the river as congested as it is right now.
I have a bronze salvage pipe that I could like fire to melt either tip and then close it.
Yeah,
Cold
that's
plunge
really
it
likely to
together.
get caught along the way, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's like cold welded together. But no, yeah.
Excuse me.
No, it was just a thought, but if we don't have any way of doing it,
I don't feel like I have a means by which to do it efficiently.
mean a message in the bottles.
Oh, message in bottle. I think we could do just the magic thingy. Like I'm just gonna float along, lose my mind.
Yeah, your only real option, I think, barring something like a magic mouth, would be like literal message in a bottle that you maybe like, I don't know, wizard locked or something to keep it sturdy until somebody who could knock it found it. I don't know. Like that's a tough one.
Technically, I could
I
go
just
through
don't
the
want to be like
process
writing
of
up
trying to
trees.
sum up a new familiar. I think my familiar can't go that far from me before it auto poofs.
Yeah, right.
Well, they don't auto poof, but they lose. Or are they different than steeds? Actually, I don't know. I haven't actually played with the familiar.
No, familiars don't poof. You just can't look through them past 150 feet or something.
Okay, so they work just like paladin steeds do.
Yeah, they won't poof. They can still move around independently of how far you are from them. They just
So basically, could have to make like flying cupcake, bro, and then maybe be able to get it to somebody.
Right. You'd have to give it some pretty good instructions because it would be operating on its own.
Can you leave a message on a thing, or is that magic mouth? I have a stack. We could like hang it up here at the crotch of the river, have it say a message to people.
Yeah. Does anybody have ink? You could just leave a message.
Yeah, like write it somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or maybe hang it on a tree on the river, right? Like if maybe they'll see it,
yeah. I probably have ink. I have very.
Honestly, we have cooking kits. I can make ink. I've done this.
Yeah, or charcoal in a worst case, right?
Yeah.
Well, even then, like you just need a little bit of oil and then the charcoal, and then you got ink.
Yeah.
Right.
I have an artisan's kit. I assume there's ink in there, maybe.
Oh, holy shit! You have an actual artisan's kit?
That's on my inventory.
If there's not ink, there's probably chalk or graphite or literal charcoal.
I could see there being one of those.
Oh, sorry. It's in my skills. I don't know why it's in my skills with those items. Maybe I don't have it.
Oh, you have proficiency with them.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be down for hanging up a message, just in case. Likewise, if the getaway gang knows how to get around and say that we're looking for them and we are not their enemy, perhaps they
Getaway gang really knows to like. God damn it! Really gets around. I swear that's like part of their theme song.
Something like that. Yeah, I would like to decide this in the next few seconds before I have to AFK to shit my brains out.
Nice.
What do you guys think?
Well, if anyone has a paper, we could at least put a.
You guys are willing to do it? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yeah, we could do something.
I need to AFK really bad.
While he does that, I'm gonna go AFK. Not for that, something else.
Go shit your brains out?
Hmm.
What does that say about your brains?
It lives in your crotch, like most things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll make the argument that's not the grimmest thing that's ever been said in this channel.
Definitely true.
Definitely not. Yeah.
God damn it. Killing time reading my email, and I just got it shitified.
Oh no.
Nissan just put all the shit that used to be free on their app behind a paywall.
Oh god damn it.
Right. So they're like, oh, you want to start your car remotely? Cool. $14 a month.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Seriously?
I understand.
That's what this email says. Yeah.
Yep. That's funny. Not funny, but that is remarkable because I recently purchased a car that has a lot of features like that. But they are, I think, the pioneers of our car has a service package you can pay monthly for electronically because Chevrolet invented OnStar.
I was about to say,
which my car has, but it's not turned on right now. But I've thought more than once, do I enable hey, car people, I'm in the middle of fucking Kansas. Will you set me up a hotel? By the way, I blew a tire. Come get me. Do I? I already have AAA. But this is integrated.
And a cell phone. So, like, it doesn't actually do anything worth paying for, you know?
Right. Yeah. But there's a button right there that if I turn it on, I can just be like, Concierge. That's what I'm going to call you now. You're going to be my concierge. Oh, please don't. Oh, no. This is happening.
This has happened. It's too late.
It's too happened. Yeah. Too late. I already thought of it. All right, concierge. My name is Karen.
I don't care, Karen.
Yeah. It's concierge.
Not a robot.
Yep.
I can't believe that they did it behind a paywall. Those vehicles are already stupidly expensive. They don't need an additional expense.
Right? Yeah. Not to mention that wasn't behind a paywall when I bought the fucking car.
Right.
So from my perspective, they just took shit from me and held it hostage. Like, man, if I hadn't already paid this car off, I'd be pissed right now. I mean, I am pissed, but I'd also owe the money, and that would suck worse.
How just like I can appreciate like a premium feature, like if I was wanting one of the digital radio station things or
Right.
something.
Yeah. Like,
feature.
Right. I do pay for my satellite radio. That's fair. But like, I expect to. You know what I mean? You're right. Like that. Yeah. That's something I would expect to pay a fee for.
That to me, that's a premium service. Me remote starting my car because it's in Bluetooth range. No.
Exactly.
Actually, huh?
Right. And like, you deal with winter, so you understand. There are legitimately times where you want your car running and warm before you get inside.
Before you get in, yeah. Yeah. It looks like my fob only has 3 buttons.
Yeah. I actually never remote start my car. My car is too old for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a 95.
Yeah,
I mean, I could.
My last Leaf, I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't either, which is too bad because both my last Leaf and this one have heated seats. So it would have been super nice to be able to pre-warm my ass before I sat down,
Yes.
I respect that on a very deep and emotional level. Like, no, like I know of like wiring kits and stuff such that I can get a hold of to where I could have
Yeah, remote start.
yeah, made it a remote start. But I already see people walking around Walmart parking lot pushing a button seeing if they could just magically have something start and open.
Yeah, that's a fair cop. And if my car wasn't electric, I don't know that I would want to remote start it because it's also in my garage. So
Yeah.
you arrogant ass, you've killed us. But yeah, so I don't think I would pay extra for remote start. Like, I'm definitely not paying them fucking $14 a month. Fuck that. I'll just fucking turn the heater on and go make coffee. You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Verde walks back from around the tree and is like, Christ, I shouldn't have eaten whatever was in Bavlorna's tea kit. Ah, did you guys get the message down? What'd you say?
They did not. Other people took the opportunity to AFK as well.
Ah, okay. That works. Then I can AFK and grab my wax from the freezer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it helps. It helps me with cold dabbing. So instead
I
of
get
like
ya.
taking a little spoonful of wax and then burning the ever living fuck out of my banger, you know, until it's scorchingly hot, and then putting the wax onto it, which is a hot dab. You
Yep.
put a tiny bit inside of the banger, and then you kind of like spritz it until you start seeing it melt. And then at that point, you take the fire off and you hit it from there. Get better taste.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Cold dabs. It's the way to go.
Nice.
Interestingly enough, though, cold dabs, but hot water. That's the killer combination for dab.
Interesting. Gotcha. Why the hot water?
I don't know why. But the guy suggested it. I watch him. He does Twitch streams of just basically smoking up, and he reviews different items and talks about smoking and other things like that. And
Gotcha.
Funny.
basically, that's his career. And yeah, he recommended hot water and cold dabbing. The cold dabbing, he has a little bit more behind it, but the hot water bit, it hits smoother. I have no idea if it's because the hot air coming in contact with the hot water or whatnot, but
Yeah, interesting though.
it's a little bit
that's
smoother.
neat. Today I learned.
Yeah. Hot water, cold dabs.
So it's like a noir detective fiction, I think. Hot water, cold dabs.
Yep.
Sounds accurate.
All right. I am back, by the way.
Indeed. Now we're waiting for Brittany.
All right, I'm back.
Perfect.
Racks and stacks. And the racks and stacks is the best on wax.
Hey, yeah. So in case somebody else sees this, we don't want to be too informative on the message, but we also don't want to be too what's the word? Threatening sounding.
Yeah, you don't want to leave the wrong impression.
Yeah. Let's be demure and mindful about it.
So demure.
I don't have enough wine for that.
How about something like attention getaway gang? You have been invited to a culinary experience. We look to offer you food and good tidings. From the Dope Hospitality.
Okay, wait. So what do you want this sign to say?
I think we should invite the getaway gang to a culinary experience hosted by the Dope Hospitality Group, and that we are looking for them. So that isn't ominous, right?
Feel like that.
Attention getaway gang, you are invited to a culinary experience hosted by the Dope Hospitality Group. We are looking for you. Yeah,
That doesn't sound threatening or ominous. No.
maybe something like,
We're looking for you.
We're coming for
maybe
your
something-
soul.
maybe something at the very end, like, please RSVP, make yourself known, have an event site for us. I don't know.
I bet they think we're trying to cook them.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know what's worse. Are you saying we're looking for you, or are you like we're coming for you?
We wish to feed you.
We're looking for you.
Attention
Like
getaway
to
gang.
cook
Attention getaway gang. We are looking to offer you a culinary experience of a lifetime.
That still
What's
sounds
this
like we're
word
trying to eat them.
culinary?
you.
They're Fey folk. They know better English than rednecks.
Do they though?
Yeah, they speak in poetry.
Okay. I mean, do you know that they're Fae?
Fey children.
You're assuming what they are because of where they're at. That's a very bold assumption, Cotton.
They're Fey children.
Did,
Are they?
we were told they were children. They didn't ever say what race they were a part of.
Do they live in the Fey realm?
Yes.
So they're Fey children.
No.
No,
Yes.
I don't think
That's
the
not how that
community property applies to ancestry.
you know they could have been. They could have all
This is a
been
problem.
on
This is a problem with
bus
English.
that got T-boned off a cliff by truck.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And even though the children from Neverland are technically kidnapped children, they are kidnapped children to the Fey realm, which in lore makes them Fey children.
Let me see if I can explain a nuance here. When a child is taken by the Fae, multiple things could happen to that child.
Yes.
For example, they could become a hob. Or a goblin for you fucking heathens. They could or that's, by the way, that's what would have happened to what's her name's brother in Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
They can become a foundling, which means they remain human but are a member of the court, raised as one of the Fae. Or something else can happen to them because they weren't brought as a being, but were instead brought as like a pet, you know?
Yeah. No. See, this is just a problem with English, right? I don't mean Fae as in race, right? I mean Fae as in
Yeah, you're
now
talking about
taken up
nationality, not heritage.
Yeah. You have taken up home in the Feywilds. You are now a Fey child.
Right. In that sense, they absolutely are Fey children. However, you haven't been given any indication that they are some sort of Fey creature.
I wasn't saying that.
All right.
It's like, you know, if you're adopted by a black family, you're not black, but you still have cultural black heritage.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
saying you're assuming that these kids are adopted.
I mean, they live in the Feywild.
That doesn't mean they were adopted.
No, that means that they're still Fey children. They live in the Feywild, just like I
Right.
am a villain
But-
for living inside of a villa.
Right. However, and this is where I was coming to earlier, the property of being Fey, such as perhaps having a particular level of understanding or education or necessarily cultural covenants or behaviors, don't necessarily commute over to these children for a couple of reasons. One, you don't know by which vector they were brought, so you have no idea if they were exposed to any such upbringing that would allow them to take up these behaviors. And then B, they've gone feral, so God knows what state they're in.
That just makes my point more. They're feral Fey children.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean they speak in poetry. It's all
They're not.
so they might
Pharaoh.
be red. Right, they might be rednecks. You know,
Okay. No, that goes. Yeah. All right.
they might be rednecks. I'm pretty sure I saw them at Red Rocks once.
You know, actually,
Boy.
they can't be rednecks. There's too much forest cover here. They would have to be hillbillies,
Hillbillies
That's
or
better.
yokels.
or whatever you call the people
Yeah.
from Louisiana who are swamp people. But swamp people is not the term I'm
Creole.
looking for.
Yeah, those are Creoles.
No.
Exactly.
Creole's a very specific.
Creole implies something, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very specific culture of swamp person, right? I'm talking about the derogatory term like redneck or hillbilly, right? That swamp person doesn't exactly have the same ring to.
Oh, right. I don't know what the slur there is.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm actually proud to say. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I only know
They're
swamp thing.
swamp rednecks, aren't they?
All right.
No, they can't be a
Anyway.
redneck because they don't hang out in a field and they don't get sunburns.
Right. They don't get sun on their neck. Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's too much swamp to be a
All
redneck.
right. I know it's probably set for older audiences, but come on now. This is still being streamed, you know.
This isn't discrimination. This is just
No.
cultural. This is talking about cultural boundaries.
It's discrimination in the way that pointing and looking closely at something is.
I never said anything about like the quality of rednecks.
We have veered wildly off
Yeah.
course. Let's go down this side.
Watts, it's your turn.
Yeah. Can you guys help me out with this? Make it less sound ominous, and then we can hang it out here at the crux of the river.
Down by
By the river. God fucking damn it. So if I hadn't heard it like 5,000 times. All right, we're hanging up as
yeah.
it.
Okay. I admit though that I was quite impressed when I actually heard the soundtrack and realized there are like 40 fucking versions of that song. It's not always the same. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You step out of the forest and onto the rock. It sort of, just rises up out of the forest. You eventually just hit a part where, it's solid rock and so nothing grows. But yeah, you sort of like, mount a small hill, which brings you to the sort of like base of this structure. It's almost mesa-like, in that it's probably the hard core of a much larger rock structure that eroded, or at least that's how it would have worked on Earth. God knows how it works here. That said, you can see a very clear, from this distance, it looks like it's probably about 10 meters across hole, about 30, 40 feet up, maybe even more like 60. It's hard to tell from down there.
I'm going to penetrate that hole. Don't wait up, guys.
What was that?
I'm starting to climb.
All right.
All right.
All right. It's 60 feet, so I'm gonna want.
Yeah, hold on. Are we just gonna scale the fucking thing? Because that sounds dangerous.
I mean, it's certainly a surmountable rock face if you wanted to, it's like El Capitan, right?
Well, let me
So
ask
here's
you
the deal.
this: if I put
If my experience
hold on a second.
guides me, I was just gonna say, if this is all strength checks, I got a 17 strength, so I'm not the most at risk in the party.
Well, that's great.
Yeah,
You can climb up first and then drop the rope.
Right. It would be athletics and agility checks, I would imagine. But yeah.
Agility?
OG D&D it used to be strength checks, so. But athletics makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Athletics is a strength check.
Right. I was going to say, it's just that you also get your proficiency bonuses.
For sure.
Do you have a piton and a hammer?
I probably don't. I'm a rabbit, for fuck's sake.
Does anybody else? All right. Well,
I don't have digitigrade legs. We established that.
it's for securing the rope.
No, I know. I was just thinking about climbing up a face, and if I had digitigrade legs, it would be even worse, I think. I don't think it'd be easy to, like, hippity hop up a
We'll find some cracks or something and then tie like a big monkey knot or a monkey fist knot inside the rope and then stick it inside the crack.
Yeah. I mean, that's a strategy.
That is a strategy.
You could get up there and actually find out there's something you can actually anchor it to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, Jory?
None of us are magical in any sort of way that can float.
Oh, I mean, I could turn myself into like a spider or something and climb up.
And then,
you got a web.
And then
Can I use spider webs? Can I create spider webs along the way that they can actually climb? Or would those just
I don't know if you're big enough.
Yeah. How big a spider do you make?
That is a good question. Let me look. Go to my...
If you guys have rope, you could do the running network cable thing, and maybe you could web the end of the rope, and you could like use it as a leader to pull it back up.
Hey, good
once
call.
you get up there. You know,
I got 50 feet worth
If
of
it's
rope.
thick enough, yeah.
yeah, 50 feet would almost do it. It looks like I said, it looks like it might be about 60 feet max.
I've been
So
low-key looking at this hemp rope, thinking about smoking it since I haven't found anything to smoke.
the odds are against you, sir, of that actually having any THC that could give you satisfaction.
I don't know what the size is. This thing keeps throwing errors at me.
I've noticed that too. One of our plugins, I think, must be broken.
There's giant spider or giant wolf spider.
Well, wolf spiders are more
Wolves-
hunting
yeah,
spiders,
wolves
so
spin.
Yeah. Maybe the giant spider.
Yeah, okay. So the giant spider is a large beast. I would imagine that you could probably lay down a web that would be climbable.
Okay.
At least by you. I mean, it might be sticky for everybody else.
God, I'm furry.
Could I just drag them up or have them hold on and just bring them up that way?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to make a strength check probably, but yeah, I don't see why not. Also, I'm pretty sure as a giant spider, your strength that's 14. That's not bad. Yeah.
And because I'm a large creature, wouldn't that be effectively doubled for my strength?
Yeah, exactly. Also, though, giant spider's web ability has a range of 60 feet, so you could also fling your web up to the hole from the ground.
Cool.
Could you do that with the rope so you could stick the rope to the hole?
I mean, in theory.
I would probably feel more confident just carrying everybody up one by one.
Okay.
I will shoot the spider web up though first, so that way I have something that makes it easier to climb.
Yep. I mean, given that you're not hitting a small target, I'm not going to make you roll or anything. We'll just say that you could shoot a webbing up there. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, that just costs you an action. Doesn't even have charges, so you could lay multiple webbings if you wanted to. Make like a silk ladder or some shit.
Damn.
Really secure the rope up there. That way we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Let's
1 point supporting all of her weight.
yeah, I might as well put up a few.
Yeah, though for what it's worth, as a giant spider, that webbing is certainly strong enough to hold, like to lift any of you. That's like they hunt people, you know.
Right.
Well, we got this guy over here. He's like 3 people in one.
I don't know that he's 3 times the mass.
He only weighs the one, though, right?
Yeah. Likewise, I might actually weigh less than you might expect. I'm not actually a beefcake. That's Jory.
I am kind of beefy.
I only have a 14 strength.
Hey, you're as strong as a giant spider.
Well, if he was bigger.
Though.
All right. So then you want 3 strength checks. Do I need to give you? Do I get an advantage on them by any chance?
I mean, since they're very likely helping you, sure. But I mean, these aren't going to be hard. Let's call them DC 12.
Okay. Since it keeps throwing errors, I'm just going to roll them this way. That's one.
That one makes it either way, because even if you've got 2 points that you didn't add with that roll, so
Yeah.
that'll do. One more. Okay. Can I have Watts, Jory, and Verde roll 1d4 for me?
Damn it.
Okay, Jory, could you roll 1d6 for me?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you. The line snaps basically immediately. You're like barely 10 feet up. So you managed to fall without much more than losing some dignity. But the web does snap as he tries to lift you up. It's like that scene in Batman where he's gonna like grapple himself and Vicky Vale up, and he's like, "How much do you weigh?"
Right.
Jory, you're a fat bunny.
Hey,
It's
I knew you were
muscle.
hopping
Pure
that
muscle.
guy.
it's all mass.
Okay,
It's all mass. Yeah. Pure
let's
muscle.
try that one again.
I knew you had a badongadong, sir. I don't need to know that you have that much mass.
Much better. Okay.
And
Yep,
then
you managed to pull everybody up.
Is our little pal going to be staying behind, or is he coming up too?
Oh, I'll give you Vansel for free.
Okay, thanks.
These are chronic.
I don't want you to accidentally kill the poor guy. Okay, so you managed to pull everybody up into what is very clearly not a natural cave. It is hewn and not particularly well, but the regularity of shape and the obvious tool marks indicate that the chamber that you are in was wrought from the stone. For drama's sake, it is exactly the right time of day for which you can see sunlight streaming in through the hole behind you. As it does, it coalesces on the wall at the back end of this chamber, up on which you can see a sort of like spotlight effect, even though there isn't anything lensing the light that you can see. Interestingly enough, the meniscus, the illuminated area of light on the wall, is also not the color of the sun. It is instead a sort of pale wan silver.
Juan Silver.
Indeed.
Interesting. Is there anything
Sorry, I mean C. Yes.
See, Juan
written
Silver.
or inscribed or anything that I can make out on the walls?
Not at present. However, as you investigate, you sort of, you're all not. Oh, sorry, Watts. You're not all small people. So you will, you occasionally cross the beam of light. When you do, you notice that you can see a smaller, silhouette of yourself in the silver discus on the wall, but it is inverted, so it is upside down and at the top of the discus instead of the bottom, as if the light were passing through a camera obscura. Which, I mean, at a certain scale, that keyhole is, right?
Sure.
But that isn't what's happening, you think. You think this is magic.
Yeah.
Still nothing
Okay,
like written on the walls, no inscriptions, no differential special looking markings.
Nope, just that pale disc of light on the wall.
Can
What does the
we-
disc feel like?
Yeah.
If you touch it, it's warm to the touch, but not unpleasantly so. Like it's not hot. But it feels like a rock that's been sitting out in the sun.
Gotcha. The light that's coming into it, is the light hitting the panels dead on? Or is there parts of it that don't have any light hitting it?
Yeah, so the discus of light on the wall is smaller than you would expect it to be based on the light streaming through the aperture to the outside. So the disc on the wall is probably like the size of, Verde's head, right?
Oh, that's tiny.
Whereas the portal is 10 meters across,
I see. Does it look like it? I guess how far in does it seem like it goes? Does it seem like we're almost at the very back of the
No,
cave?
not even
Not
close.
even
The
close.
space you're occupying is maybe 12 feet deep. Like you guys barely fit inside comfortably. Like you could sleep in there, like if you wanted to like camp there, you could sleep and maybe even build a fire, but there's not a lot of room in there. It's maybe like 12 by 40 and 10 meters tall though,
Yeah.
Well, we gotta wait until the sun hits its zenith.
For funsies, I cast mending on it.
Okay. Nothing obvious happens. Interestingly enough, you would expect, if you cast mending on work stone, that it would at least polish up that stone, and it doesn't seem to do that. So that's interesting.
That's different.
I guess would detect magic reveal whether it's magical or not?
It might.
All right.
This place that reflects, light through it, but on the opposite
Yeah.
side of where the light is
Yeah.
shining through it,
I'm
it's
gonna hazard a
definitely not
guess.
magic.
I'm gonna hazard a guess. Magical.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, detect magic tells you more than just if it's magical.
You know what? I got 10
Yeah.
minutes.
I would cast
I'm
it
gonna
as a
ID.
ritual.
But yeah, we climbed all the way the fuck up here. We're gonna spend 10 minutes. I wish I had a joint. I know this cool place, you guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
actually,
okay.
I got
identify
Isekai
on it?
here.
all right. And then you were going to cast detect magic, failing?
Yeah, as a ritual.
Okay. Yeah. So, starting with Watson, you cast identify. At first, it doesn't seem like anything happens. However, you notice at the corner of your vision a circular series of dots that are in a spiral pattern going from black to white. You realize there's a literal goddamn loading circle at the bottom of your HUD. It takes a while, but eventually a window pops up onto your view that indicates that the object that you have cast this spell on is called the Annulus of Eternity, and that is all it says.
Wow. I mean, it is an annulus.
Of it. Okay.
Phalian. The entire area is magic. It is illusion magic.
Illusion magic. Very powerful.
The anus of eternity.
Yep. The Everass.
Yeah.
We climbed Mount Everass.
Yeah.
No, never
Pretty
has.
much. Oh.
Called the Annulus of Eternity?
Yep.
I like my version better.
No, sir, there's not enough beats there.
How are the acoustics
Keep that
around
joke here
it?
dirty.
The acoustics?
Yeah.
Kind of flat, actually.
Huh.
Like that.
How far does the illusion magic go? Is it all throughout the cave or just on the annulus?
The whole thing.
Whole
Like,
thing.
just everywhere you look. Yeah.
Okay.
All the same magic, too.
The whole cave here is magical.
It's the whole rock mountain, or just the name.
Well, everything you can see from where you are. If you poke your head out and look outside, I'll tell you what you see there, too.
Yeah, sure.
It's just rock.
Okay. Well, there's definitely magical only inside of here.
Neat.
All right. All right. That is a that's a good thing to know. There's got to be something to this. Whether it's just a point of interest right now or whether there's actually some actionable feature, that I don't know. I mean, there's breaking it, but I don't want to do that.
I don't want to break it.
Yeah, so that's not one that we're gonna do.
Did we actually climb up a hole?
Yeah, we're in the hole.
Disbelieve the hole.
You're going to disbelieve the annulus of eternity?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, only one of you has that as an actual ability for what it's
Yeah, I
worth.
was gonna say.
and that hasn't cooled
I'm
down
not
yet
gonna do it
from
while I'm
last
standing
time.
in it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
That went fine last time. It worked exactly as it should have.
Oh, poor
What's
guy.
fucking wrong with you?
What if I like T-pose on the edge of it and say annulus of eternity? Races.
Praise the sun.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
Question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it feel like I'll run my fingernails around the edge of the circle? Does it feel like any part of it starts to pull up?
No. No, and in fact, as you do, you can see your finger change color. It's definitely light.
This is going to perplex me.
What happens if it becomes completely covered?
You want to like put your hand on the wall basically and cover it up.
Or like put my shield forward to cover it or something for a moment.
Okay. Yeah, so you put your shield in place, and you see the disc on your shield, and doesn't seem any different than you would expect it to be if it was what it purported itself to be. It was just a pale wan light. However, after a few moments, your shield begins to smoke.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm going to move that out of the way.
Right. As you do, the disc returns to the rock.
Oh.
You want to roll insight for me?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yarder.
Insight.
Yeah, that's fucking Moonbeam.
Moonbeam. You mean the magic spell, Moonbeam?
At least it
There's a magic
behaved
spell.
exactly like Moonbeam does.
Yeah, but Moonbeam isn't an illusion.
That is true.
But this is also daylight passing through a keyhole. The keyhole's turning it into moonlight.
You
Ooh,
think the
spooky.
moonlight passing through it is going to turn it into a sunbeam?
Theoretically, yes.
Is Jesus not going to want me for a sunbeam?
I don't know about that, but I do know.
Well, let's just wait then. I'll keep an eye out on the river and the lake.
Yeah, to kind of to look and see where there's activity and what the safest path is going to be to get there, that sort of thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. To see if maybe I can see any activity exactly. Likewise, the light of this beam passes through or towards the other thing with a giant hole in it that we can't exactly get to, right?
Yes, it does.
Does that hole look any different from here?
Yeah, can we stand and look out at that hole?
Yeah, absolutely. Do any of you have any magnifying magic or devices like a spyglass or anything like that?
I have a magnifying glass, yeah.
Okay. You wanna like try to use it to get a slightly better look?
Yeah, sure. I'd actually be interested in playing around with the illusion light as well, so it's definitely
All right. Well, the first thing you see before you do that, all of you just looking, is that there is definitely something weird about the light as it passes through that statue. It's vaguely reminiscent of like hot concrete in the summer, or like when you look at a hot road at a distance and it looks like it's got water on the surface, right?
Yeah, the shimmering.
It has that heat haze.
Right, exactly. Verde, if you use your magnifying glass, and kind of like, hold it in front of your eye, back, pulling it forward and back to try to get stuff in focus to see if you get a better view, you can't really see much. However, you do realize that as you look through that, that aperture, the other side of it is dark, as if it is night.
Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Is this entire forest covered in night?
It's day at present, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, but this is a giant illusionary beam in the middle of the land. Is it actually nighttime?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there like a permanent darkness going on?
I don't know that you have any way that you could discern that from where you are right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Is it the Fey dark?
I mean, the sky is blue. The fog is the fog. But like, it looks like it's daylight.
The fog? It's the fog.
Yeah, and I don't think my magical awareness would help with this. Just the location of any spell, magic item within 60 feet.
Yeah, actually, where you are right now, that would literally just say, "Yep."
And then it would tell me that it's illusion.
Right. Say it was a land of illusion.
Well, this is the world we're given.
Yeah.
Or
What
that
about
we
the
live
other
in.
side?
Wait,
Yeah.
swap that.
This is the world we live in. These are the hands we're given.
And the other hands, the paws in my case.
What about
Yeah.
the other side of the hole? Where the light is supposedly passing through. And,
Would there be a way for me to query the system for it to give me a current time clock?
You don't have any way to do that you're aware of. Verde, what was that?
what's the other side?
What can you explain what you mean by that?
I mean, the other side of the hole.
Right. The
There a side of the hole where the light doesn't shine?
Well, I mean,
on the annulus of eternity. Yeah, specifically when you say the other side of the hole, which hole, what side?
okay, so this is a tunnel, right? It goes through both ways. So there are two terminuses, right? The terminus that we entered in through, and then the other terminus.
Are you saying it's a
Well,
straw? How many holes?
there
does it have?
isn't a terminus as far as you can see. This room is like an alcove or an antechamber, except that there is only the one door. Which
So this is a
Oh, yeah, I thought it went all the way through.
This is not a This is not a tunnel.
Correct.
It's a cubby. Gotcha.
It is a chamber 12 feet deep, approximately
40 feet long.
feet wide, and 40 feet tall. Exactly.
That's impossible. There's no way that the light reflects through the other side. This has to be a hole that goes all the way through. This wall doesn't exist.
Good. Careful.
But the wall on the other side can't exist.
Why do you say that?
Because there's light passing through.
Well, the light's passing through the hole that you entered this chamber from.
No, it casts out across the land as if there's light passing through it on the other side. I can see it.
It's a focusing iris to this point, sir.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Light is traveling into it. I do not see a brighter beam coming out of it and then fading as if it is the light is what's the word, attenuating.
No, it's actually coalescing. Yeah.
It's backwards.
It's not backwards. It's coalescing. It's not attenuating.
It's coalescing from a source, though.
Yeah, that source is that statue over there on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. It also looks like night the hole, though.
Yes, it does. And likewise, the wall that may or may not exist based on your current level of determination. So it's superposed, has a meniscus of light on it. However, that light appears as if it is pale moonlight, and it is significantly smaller than the aperture of the entrance that you came through.
Yeah, and also, likewise, the sun in this place doesn't travel all the way from east to west. It just goes up and down. But when it goes up behind this place. And that's when I noticed the light traveling.
Well, it goes up, right. The sun goes up behind the gray statue in the bottom corner of the map, not the place you're in right now.
Okay.
Right. So from where you are, you would see the sun rise out of the fog from behind that statue up to its zenith and then sink back down.
I don't know if
that's the day.
I don't know if that's the real sun. It doesn't act like any sun item.
That's a fair cop.
And even if it did, the light wouldn't exactly work like this.
That's definitely true.
It does come to a small point, though, right? That's what you said?
It does. But like I said, a significantly smaller point than the aperture, and over the course of 12 feet, it should not be that small.
Can I go into the light hole?
What do you mean by that?
I mean,
Caroline.
No, I mean like platform 4 3/4 or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, I see. You want to like push into the wall? The disc on the wall is relatively small. The disc on the wall is relatively small. It's about the size of your head, Verdict.
Can I put my head in it?
You can try.
Okay, so is that a no? I meet wall when my helmet hits the hole.
Are you trying is the question I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely test the illusion out a little bit, because all the other option I have is wait until nightfall when the moon isn't seen it.
Right, we see what happens here.
Yeah, we need a sun zenith and a moon zenith in order to discern anything else out there.
Right, that's a fair cop. So you press your head against the disc of light, and it doesn't seem to do anything. You just meet a wall.
Okay, can I reflect the light into the disc with my magnifying glass?
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah. Can I play with the light for several hours?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that you could figure out relatively quickly with a magnifying glass. For example, I mentioned that the the silhouettes of the party as they cross the light in the smaller meniscus on the wall. I know that's the wrong word, but whatever. Are inverted as if the light has passed through a camera obscura. You could, with a magnifying glass, for example, figure out where that point in space is if there is a point in space that is causing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Flip ourselves the correct way.
Right. Exactly. And if you do, it does seem to work. However, the handle of your magnifying glass gets warm over time as you play with it, uncomfortably so, as if it is perhaps absorbing the heat from that ray of light and conducting it to your hand.
But this is a moonbeam.
Yes.
That's strange for a moonbeam.
I mean, you could call it radiant damage if you would prefer.
If that makes you feel better.
Well, I mean, heat is radiant energy, so
Right. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So it's getting hot. Uncomfortably so.
Yeah, you would imagine that if you were to keep playing with it for too long, eventually you might start taking, I don't know, let's call it 2d8 of radiant damage.
I'll just tie it to the back of my oar while I keep playing.
Okay. Eventually the magnifying glass melts and is destroyed.
What?
Wow.
No.
No.
I got
however, you were able to find the inflection point that way, which is about 2 feet into the room, which makes for a really interesting set of like optics, because that shouldn't be how that works in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so what's here to?
But it's almost like there's an invisible or magical lens that affects only the light coming through that opening. Basically 2 feet into the room.
So the lens has to be the illusion. Yeah. This land is not as it seems. I don't believe that's the.
This is one of those moments I kind of wish we had a map.
Oh, what?
I mean, we have the map of where we are. We're in the little thing with the hole.
Can you queue a map up in your HUD, Watts? Where's your map screen?
That's a good question. Is there a way to pull that up?
Not that you're aware of. You can try wishing for a map really hard, but it doesn't seem to work.
Yep. M.
Okay.
It's one of those. It's one of those Japanese RPGs. We actually have to find a physical map before you can bring it up.
Here you have it, Gem. I'm gonna peer into my gem
I mean, I have a crystal ball.
while squinting at a gem. Now,
I think it's just a crystal ball too. I don't think it actually is magic.
Yeah, as I recall, it is literally just a crystal ball. Crystal ball.
Can I refract the light with the crystal ball?
You would assume so. Where do you want to put the ball? Do you want to put it in the lens area? Like,
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the only important spot that I found.
how late are you open, Pelicana? No.
okay. You hold up the crystal ball, step, towards the lensing plane. doing as best as you can to like bisect the sphere evenly, you know? And something weird happens. You actually feel the crystal ball like get light in your hand as you move it through the plane of the, you know, what you assume is this invisible magical lens, and it actually like locks itself into place and leaves your hand as you move it into position.
I have 2 crystal balls.
I mean,
No, I'm
some
just
are more robust than others, I guess, but sure.
I'm sorry. No, I was just looking in my quantity, and I don't know why I have 2 of them, but I have 2 of them.
Well, yeah,
Interesting.
that boy's got balls of crystal.
That aside, I'm sorry.
I know, that's fine. The crystal ball starts rotating in space, and as it does, the whole like space that you're in darkens unnaturally, and it almost begins to cast like disco ball style discs of light all across the surfaces of the room. You know, for anybody that saw Robotech, they kind of remind you of their like circular shields, you know, on the SDF one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Zit defense.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate calling it that, but actually, more of a boil than a Zit, but semantics.
But as the discs move, I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, as the discs move across the surface of the room, they leave. I would call them burnt, but like they're more like slightly glowing yellow trails across all of the surfaces, and you realize that they begin to sort of form an intricate pattern of interlocking lines that might be magical in nature.
Guys, you're studied in this. I'm just a barbarian. Actually, I'm studied in this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually.
I would definitely be looking around at all of this right now.
I'm proficient, but I know it's magic.
Yep, that's the magic shit. Yeah, it does look like a magic circle of incredible complexity is drawing itself on the surfaces of the space that you're in. At the same time, no, it's not actually. It seems to be ignoring you completely.
Okay.
At the same time, the back wall seems to sort of like bow away from you. Not as if it's like forming a bubble though, but almost like somebody did like a rack focus trick on the wall, and it sort of like bloop and like pulls away from you.
I knew that back wall wasn't fucking real.
To the point where the space is almost like cylindrical, you know, like a circle vision feeder. By the time the magic has finished tracing its circles, there is a bright flash of light as it finishes. The crystal ball shatters, and you're left in the dark, surrounded by these glowing lines of magic. The opening to the outside world slides shut with a firm sound of stone rubbing on stone, and some sort of hidden mechanism that you never saw drops into place, sealing the chamber shut, and you are, other than this magic around you, in total darkness. And we will end there for the night.
Spooky.
All right. Sounds good.
Very spooky.
Good stuff. Thanks for
Thanks for
running.
playing, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, then
Thank you for dungeon
Thank you.
mastering.
Definitely.
Indeed.
Every dungeon needs a master.
All right.
Yeah, and I am going to be sitting on my ass at my desk all day Sunday. So if you wanted to